I see the comments and requests and I will act on them. Please remember to follow Geography World channel on Instagram and Facebook using the link shown on the screen. Please remember to like, share with your friends and subscribe. For person wishing to contact me privately, you may email me at geographyworld100@gmail.com. The link will be posted below. Hi guys, welcome back to Geography World. For this video, I'm looking at the CAPE Unit 2 2019 Paper 2 exam, and for this video, I'm looking at question number 4. Question number 4 asks that we describe 2 development indicators using calculating the Human Development Index. Now, with the Human Development Index, there are several development indicators that we use in the calculating of it. For example, health. When we talk about health, they look at the maternal and infant mortality. They'll also look at life expectancy. They also look at education. And when we talk about education, we look at the number of schools or universities, the enrollment rate, teacher-student ratio, and the literacy level in the country. They also look at the standard of living using the gross domestic product and the purchasing power parity. Now, the GDP is the value of all the final goods and services produced in a specific country in US dollars, while the PPP is the GDP adjusted for the cost of living in the country. It examines how much a standard unit of currency can purchase in a different country and therefore gives an idea of how much it really costs to live at a particular standard of living. It tries to address issues of exchange rates and the relative values of different currency. Now, once you're able to just describe either health, education, or standard of living, then the marks belong to you. Part B asks that we explain 2 ways in which natural disasters have resulted in disparities in development between the Caribbean and a more developed country such as Britain. I'm going to use the Caribbean and Britain. Now, disparities between the Caribbean and Britain are very noticeable, and this is due to the Caribbean's location. We are affected by several different types of natural hazards such as hurricanes. Now, natural hazards have resulted in disparity in development between the Caribbean and the Britain and other MDCs because, for example, 1. The Caribbean islands are oftentimes unable to recover from the devastating effects of the hazards due to the lack of funds. Hence, the islands have to borrow loans from MDCs or other international monetary agencies to offset the cost of rebuilding, hence becoming more indebted to MDCs. That's one way. A second way is that after a disaster, the government in some country or territory may have to use funding set aside for economic development, such as the tourism industry, to assist with the rebuilding process, hence slowing down the economic development in that country. Now, once economic development slows down, the level of disparity between the Caribbean and MDCs become higher and even more noticeable. And then part 3, or the third option that you can use, is that due to the devastating effect of disasters on the Caribbean, the price for goods and services often increase, thus affecting the purchasing power parities of the island. This also brings about an increase in the poverty level in the Caribbean, thus increasing disparities in development between the Caribbean and MDCs. Now, after disasters, the prices usually increase for goods and services that are required. So this brings about an increase in the poverty level, right? So once you're able to explain any 2, then you should be well on your way with the marks. Part C asks that we describe 3 stages in Midwell's cumulative causation model of regional disparities in development. Now, the cumulative causation model shows the process of self-sustaining economic growth in a city or a region. Now, we're going to look at some of the stages. So the first stage is a comparative advantage, such as location and available natural resources, which basically provides the stimulus needed for natural resource. Well, it provides the stimulus needed for development in a particular area, hence the introduction of a new industry or the expansion of existing firm. So once there's a comparative advantage, then it will stimulate the growth or the existence of a new industry. Now, the second part is the multiplier effect. One is the multiplier effect. The second one is the multiplier effect. The industry will attract linked industries such as maintenance. So wherever you have an industrial firm developing, it will attract other industries that are similar. So if you develop, let's say, a factory, you're going to have maintenance, an electrical company developing, you're going to have supermarkets developing. So it basically creates that multiplier effect. Another part is the labor. Now, young, ambitious people will migrate to the core for better employment opportunities, thus increasing the gap between the core and the periphery in employment opportunities. You can also look at the backward linkages or the backwash effect. And all these are basically all of the negative or adverse effects on areas outside of developing areas, such as the decrease in the labor force in the periphery. And we talk about the forward linkages now, where it's also known as the spread effect. These are the beneficial effects of on the surrounding area around the core. For example, there is going to be increased demand for agricultural raw material. You can also talk about the increased demand for services such as shops and schools. You can talk about the invention and innovation, which will improve existing firms or introduce a new industry. You just need to basically list just describe the 3 stages, and you should be well on your way. So for part D, we're to write an essay discussing 3 reasons why developing countries may require debt relief. Now, the first thing you need to do is an essay. You need to basically create your introduction. And debt relief is a measure which proposed to reduce disparity in development among nations. Many developing countries, they often find themselves deep in debt after securing loans from other countries or international monetary agencies, and despite long repayment schedule, they are under pressure to make even basic interest payments. So richer lending countries are encouraged to forgive the debts of poorer third world countries so that they are able to develop economically. Now, 3 reasons why developing countries may require debt relief are: the first one is that developing countries may require debt relief due to depletion or a limited amount of natural resources, hence leading to the decrease in the economic development in the country. Due to low economic development in the country may require debt relief to rebuild their economy. So if the economy is not strong or is not developed in that developing properly in that country, the country may require debt relief. Now, natural disasters or war could leave devastating effects on developing countries, thus hindering their abilities to make payments on their loans due to rebuilding costs. Some developing countries are unable to recover from the effects of a natural disaster, hence they may require debt relief as a way of recovering. And Haiti would be one such country that could apply for debt relief when they had their 2010 earthquake. And another one that we could look at is that developing countries may require debt relief due to an increase or reduction in their healthcare system. This could be due to high infant mortality or the outbreak of a disease or virus. There is underinvestment in the health system in some developing countries, thus hindering the ability of the country to respond to health crises, hence they may require debt relief. And with the coronavirus, the country did not get debt relief, but they got assistance because many developing countries could not basically withstand the effects that the virus came with. And then we have the increase in the poverty rate of a country due to unemployment and high inflation rates may require a country to seek debt relief as well. Now you just need to basically discuss 3 reasons why you think the country needs debt relief, and you should be on your way. And then you give your conclusion, stating that developing countries may require debt relief for several reasons, and you list the 3 reasons that you're discussing.
We are at the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and please remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notification bell in order to receive more videos like these. Leave comments below suggesting topics that you would want me to present on. In the comment section below, comment the name of your school and the territory for a shout out in my next video. Until then, bye.